977. That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Scott and Drew.
And with that, we say welcome in to another brand new live edition of Talking Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. And we are live on a Saturday, a special edition Saturday. We come to you live today from Toyota Field. And Steve Moulton once again sitting in for the illustrious Drew DeArmond, who is on the road at Huntsville High's team basketball camps. He spent Thursday and Friday at Auburn. Today he's waking up there in Tuscaloosa, enjoying Alabama high school basketball team camp stuff there. So, Steve, kind enough and to join us.
Good morning.
In one of the hottest days that we've had.
Yeah, technically it is, yeah. Good morning.
But it is Rocket City Fit Day.
It is.
Here at Toyota Field. And it is going to be a fantastic day. Even if you are not the fittest of individuals, you need to come out here.
He's looking right at me.
No.
Yeah, he's looking squarely at me.
I'm looking at you because
every
you're
fit day needs a fat guy, and I'm the fat guy.
Well, SportsMed at 45 put this on out here, and you can do a workout on the field later today. You can also partake in the now famous
does Drew DeArmond own this beer squat by now?
Beer squat challenge. He owns it by now.
Yeah, the Drew DeArmond beer squat.
You can do
the Drudy beer squat. That's what we're going to call it.
But we're going to be with you guys from 11 to 1. We're going to mix in some Saturday sports talk along with some Rocket City Fit Day talk as well. And joining us right out of the gates, two of the organizers that helped put this all together, Jordan Lee and Kelsey Jansen from SportsMed, sitting in with us as well. Ladies, thank you.
Hello. Hey, thank you so much. Welcome.
Well, tell me about putting this day together. What has this experience been like for you?
Yeah, so Kobe, the owner of F45, came to us and had this bright idea by doing it out here at the field just since it's brand new. And we've had a lot of fun partnering with them since we're already a big partner with the Trash Pandas. It only made sense to do a health and wellness fair along with the workout. So it's really been fun and getting to see all of it come together finally.
Was this supposed to occur last year before we all got put on hold?
So it was actually supposed to happen in April. So not prior to COVID kind of, but we just pushed back a little bit, and now I feel like we can go full gear with all the mask mandate off. A lot of people are more prone to be out on the field without having to work out with the mask on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Kelsey, just talk about this too, and how unique of an event this actually is.
You know, I think it's very unique. I'm so glad that we were able to do it out here, and we have a bunch of great vendors, you know, all in the health and wellness space. And it's free for anybody to come out and check out all the different vendors. And then as far as the workout and beer squat challenge, those both cost money, and any proceeds from this event are going to Free to Teach. So it's really a workout for a cause, which is just amazing.
Well, let's talk about the cost. We know it's, $12 for the beer squat challenge.
Yep, $12 for the beer squat challenge.
$25 to work out. Workout provided by F45 West Huntsville.
And that'll be out on the field starting at 11:30, and we'll go to 12:15.
Now, I did an F45 workout just so that I would know exactly what to entail or what to do going into this week. And don't be afraid. If you haven't worked out in a while, or if you are thinking about getting back into the game, working out, come on out and do the F45 workout. It's not going to it's going to be a great introductory workout.
What did you do?
Well, we focused on the lower body.
Yeah.
This is going to be, I think, a complete body workout for everybody
and it's
today.
all just body weight. So you have, no weights out there or anything.
So, I mean, gosh, just, make sure you...
Well, you say that. You say no weights. I don't know how many times lunges have kicked my tail
I know,
in a
I feel
workout.
you.
So, I mean, listen, no weights is great. But when you have a little more weight, lunges and squats, man, those are the real deal.
Well, we're going to talk to Free to Teach here in just a little bit, but explain why you guys and how the partnership with Free to Teach came to be and what they do to benefit.
Yeah, I think Free to Teach really stood out to us, and it was just the right fit because especially with them just recently losing Eula Battle, we just wanted this community to come together with all the schools, especially this past year. They've had such a hard time in giving back to the teachers. I mean, we couldn't think of anything else better to support. They're a great organization and really helped the Madison community as well as Huntsville.
Well, we've all been waiting on this thing to open up finally, and I realize we're right below the Sports Med deck, basically. So how many baseball games have y'all been to?
You know, we come to quite a few. We have the Sports Med Stadium Club as well as we have a suite, so we get to offer our physicians and referring providers in the suite, and I think it's been a great thing that our physicians decided on doing this. It's really been put to good use, and it's only the start of the season.
We haven't been to a game yet. How come?
Hey,
we'll get you to one. Don't worry.
We'll get y'all.
You're next on our list. We'll add you to the schedule.
That list is probably really long.
I did notice Andy Bertram was up there last week. So, I mean, you never know who's going to drop by Toyota Field.
All right, ladies, I tell you what. Now, what time does the workout begin? So people that are listening can come on out.
The workout starts at 11:30 and goes until 12:15. And then the beer squat challenge is at 12:30. 12:30.
Where is the beer squat challenge?
The beer squat challenge will be over on the rock porch underneath the DJ. There's a Sports Med tent, and it will be directly behind the DJ.
Bring your suntan lotion.
Let me just tell you how much influence Drew DeArmond had on the beer squat challenge. Okay?
Yeah.
Before Drew did his challenge and ended up on
you
his
did it as
backside.
well.
Yes, but I did not. I did not go as low as Drew did.
He did get very low. I saw him.
Drew held a great, perfect squat. If you want to know what you have to hold, look at the video. Just don't end up like he did. But
Please
this
don't.
will tell you
Correct.
how much of an influence Drew had on the beer squat challenge. There was no waiver signed before they did it on Tuesday in the
That's
studio.
fantastic.
After Drew, now
There
everybody
is a
has to
waiver.
sign a waiver.
There's a waiver.
So that just
the
tells
Trudy
you
waiver.
that just tells you how much of an influence we've had on the beer squad challenge.
Man, that is.
Where can people go to watch that video? Is it on
We
y'all's
have,
Facebook?
We have it on our Facebook page, but now we have been getting so many clipped copies of it that we've got to almost put the clipped copy up there because
People are starting to form their own gifts.
yes, people are starting to make gifts of.
I think you'll
That's
need
awesome.
to.
Yeah.
Is it? I'm not. Drew's going to come back from the high school camps and be
well, what in the world's going on around
an internet
here?
celebrity. All right, Jordan, Kelsey, thank you so much.
Thank you so
for
much.
stopping by.
One last thing.
Yes.
We have a special performance by Mary Mac Hall performing at 12:30 on the field.
Yeah.
And then following will be the beer squat challenge
Oh, I'm sorry.
at 1.
I said that wrong. Beer squat challenge at 1.
And we have
It's all good.
Merrimack Hall will be out here.
Yes,
doing
Mary
it.
Mac Hall will be in between the workout and the beer squat challenge, so make sure you cheer them on and come to Sports Med's tent and raffle off. We're giving away some AirPods today.
Nice.
And there's some other great raffles going on with all the other vendors
There's
too.
a lot
So
of great vendors out here
Yeah,
today.
there are.
yeah,
I mean, you can get equipped with. I mean, I think Fleet Feet is out here. You can
Yep,
get
yep.
equipped with some new workout stuff. One of the most amazing things was the fact that there's a booth out here that'll take your DNA and tell you like what kind of foods you need to like eat less of or more of.
yeah, some very
I'm
cool
amazed by that.
We all need that advice.
Yes, absolutely.
I didn't know you could do it through your DNA.
Yeah.
That's something
Me either.
completely different. All right, ladies, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Told you this Rocket City Fit Day is really cool, and you get out here, and the good news is all the vendors, all the booths are in the shade,
Yep.
so you can come on out here, take your time, visit with some of the vendors. Great stuff to give away, and just come on out here. Rocket City Fit Day, Toyota Field. The whole event is free. from 11 to 2. Now, you do have to register. Rocket City RocketCityFitDay.com. That'll get you into the workout by F45. You can be a part of the Beer Squat Challenge. But come on out here. Say hi to us. We'll give you a pennant. We've actually got stuff to give away, but we're going to be out here until 1 o'clock having fun.
Yes, we will. And the now infamous Drew DeArmond Beer Squat is not only regionally known, I feel like it's going to be nationally known before this is all said and done. We love our own Drew DeArmond. There is no doubt about that.
I hope he after it happened on Tuesday, it was a little...
I'm just glad he's okay.
I am too,
because when you initially
hard.
look at it, you think, one, wow, that's a really hard fall. And then two, is he okay? And then after he's okay, then you immediately go to, okay, is my picture okay? My picture of the Braves starting pitching squad back in the 90s? Is that okay? Yeah, it was okay.
But anyway, Rocket City Fit Day going on out here at Toyota Field. And 256-576-4977. You can get in on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. And we do got plenty to talk about in the sports world as well. Like I said, we're going to kind of mix and match a little bit.
Yeah, don't get me started on the Braves.
Throughout the day. And we'll go there. Just when you thought the Braves were going to turn the corner, sitting at the 500 mark.
Yeah, a couple of times.
You wake up. Well, just the other day, you wake up. And now they're 3 games below 500 yet again.
You win 2 of 3 against arguably what a lot of people believe is the best team in Major League Baseball, and that's the Los Angeles Dodgers, the defending World Series champs. And then you turn around and then you win the first game against the Phillies, and you're thinking, all right, baby doll, we're on a 3-game winning streak. Here we go. But then back-to-back walk-off losses, and then last night against the Marlins, wow. That one was a tough one to swallow, as it was starting pitching and the bullpen were both an issue last night. But the Braves' bats have been kind of on a roller coaster ride this year as well. I do just wonder, there have been in so many one-run games, Scott, that usually things have gone their way the last handful of years, whether or not the baseball gods are reeling things back, and whether or not this might be a quote-unquote rebuilding year.
Well, if it's a rebuilding year...
No Ozuna. I mean, we obviously know what has gone on with that.
Right.
That does hurt. Ronald Acuna Jr., though. I mean, as much criticism he has got for lack of hustle, I mean, you cannot help but want to turn around and tip your hat to the guy on what he's doing in right field defensively and what he's doing at the plate. Without his bat last night, Braves lose by about at least 4 runs.
What do you do with Freddie Freeman in the contract? Do you think that the lack of getting a contract is weighing there?
It's going to be tough. He's 10-plus years coming off of an MVP season, and that's tough. But
if Braves fans, what if I say this, and I don't think this is what Braves fans want to hear, but they continue to trend backwards. You get closer to the trading deadline. You're 6-7 games under 500. You're 9-10 games back in the race. Do you look at trading Freddie Freeman?
I would. Yeah, I would. I mean, is pain? It's like seeing Dale Murphy end up in a Rockies jersey or something along those lines. I mean, you don't want to, but if it's what's best for the team, and I think it could be because of what potentially Freddie could mean to a contender down the stretch on another team, I'd be for it. Yeah, if you get enough back, meaning minor league arms, draft picks, or maybe a pro or two that is just starting out their pro career. So I would.
The Braves need the most? Starting pitching? Would you if you put Freddie Freeman on the market and you said, if you're the Atlanta Braves and you're Anthopoulos and you say, okay, we need what's the one thing that you're looking at in Atlanta's need? Is it more young arms? Because I look at a guy like Kyle Wright. You go back early in the year, John Smoltz says, hey, the Braves kind of messed him up a little bit because they didn't just leave him there. They're moving him up. They're moving him down.
Yep.
There's young arms in the Braves system.
There are. But if anything, John Sherholtz taught a lot of Braves fans you can never have enough arms. That it's good to evaluate. It's good to kind of hone in on what you're looking for draft pick wise, but you can never have enough arms. You don't know what's going to develop talent wise. So yeah, I would be for more arms. Honestly, minor league talent, draft picks. There is enough in the farm system where trust me, I don't want to trade Freddie Freeman. I hope there's still 100 games left in the regular season. So there is still time. It's not time to hit the panic button, but if we do get to mid-August and they're 11, 15 games back and about 20 games below 500,
right, that's
when you need to evaluate.
All right, we are here, Rocket City Fit Day, 256-576-4977. That's the number to the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. You can be a part of the show this afternoon, this morning, however you want to look at it. I'll tell you what, the sun is starting to peek out. It's going to be a little warm, but don't worry. They've got hydration. There's plenty of water out here.
Well, and the MVP is the fan.
Oh, my goodness.
The fan that we brought out here right now, that is the MVP of this entire walkway.
All right, you can also find us on Facebook Live, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube, as we are, of course, streaming live from out here at Toyota Field. And I guess if you are talking baseball, that's why, since we're sitting here at Toyota Field, you might as well talk a little baseball to start the show. But really, the other biggest topic, the big topic that really headlined the week this week, and I said this yesterday in the morning, is that in college football, if there is smoke, and I'm talking 3-4 years ago, we started talking about playoff expansion.
Yes.
Bill Hancock was asked about it 3 or 4 years ago, and of course he's going to say no. It's the product that he created. He's not going to say, well, we need to change it.
Yeah.
But there was a groundswell to change it, and you knew then it was going to get changed.
Well, keep in mind, Bill Hancock is a spokesman for the conference commissioners.
Yes.
Jack Swarbrick, the athletic director at Notre Dame. So his message is self-contained behind those conversations that he has with the conference commissioners.
He is no different than Roger Goodell of the NFL.
100%.
And the baseball commissioner.
Yeah.
He is Manfred. No different. Rob Manfred. He is no different from them. They work for the owners. Bill Hancock works for the executives of the college football world. And so that's why you hear it. But I tell you what, coming up after the break, let's delve into the college football playoff talk. I know we talked about it ad nauseum,
but there is an angle that I have yet to really dive into.
Okay.
And it is the fact that this contract expires in 2026.
Okay.
And I do wonder, well, I'll hold it.
Yeah, hold that thought, and let's get to it as soon as we return from break. 256-576-4977. You can get in on the conversation this morning as well.
Log on today, 977ESPN.com.
When you call most roofing companies, all you'll hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming. At Fleming Roofing and Restoration, we're focused on your needs, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement. Folks around here have trusted Fleming since 1965 for all their residential and commercial roofing needs. And as the area's storm damage experts, Fleming knows all the ins and outs of the insurance claims process. Log on FlemingHSV.com to schedule your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
This is an Alabama legacy moment.
Born in Fairfield, Alabama, Willie Mays is one of the greatest baseball players to ever play the game. In 22 Major League seasons, mostly with the New York and later San Francisco Giants, Mays had a 302 lifetime batting average and amassed 3,283 hits, 660 home runs, and an untouchable total of 7,095 career putouts from the outfield. Mays was the National League Rookie of the Year in 1951 and played a significant role in the New York Giants World Series victory victory in 1954. The most memorable moment in Mays' career occurred in the first game of that series when he made a running, over-the-shoulder catch at the warning track, popularly known as the Catch. Mays earned 2 MVP awards, was awarded 12 Gold Gloves, made 24 All-Star Game appearances, and was a first-ballot Hall of Fame inductee in 1979. In 2015, President Barack Obama awarded Mays a Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Sponsored by the Alabama Bicentennial Commission, the ABA, and this station.
Have you got your tickets yet? Single game tickets for the Rocket City Trash Pandas full season are still available. Every Friday and Saturday night at Toyota Field ends with fireworks, and after the completion of every Sunday game, kids get to run the bases. You can reserve your spot at Toyota Field for any of the remaining Trash Pandas home games right now. Go to TrashPandasBaseball.com to get your tickets while supplies last. Trash Pandas Baseball. Ignite the season.
This is an Alabama legacy moment.
Born Henry Louis Aaron on February 5, 1934 in Mobile, baseball icon Hank Aaron first honed his baseball skills while growing up in Alabama. He is best known for breaking Babe Ruth's record of 714 home runs, ultimately hitting 755, a record that stood from 1974 to 2007. During his career, Aaron was a member of the Milwaukee and then Atlanta Braves for 21 seasons and made the National League All-Star team every year from 1955 to 1974. He won 3 Gold Glove Awards for outfield, and his lifetime records for most runs batted in and most extra base hits still stand. Aaron was elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1982 with 97.8% of the votes cast. In 2002, he received the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the nation's highest civilian honor.
Sponsored by the Alabama Bicentennial Commission, the ABA, and this station.
1 in 3 adults in America have pre-diabetes, but most don't know it. To let people know it can be reversed before it becomes type 2 diabetes, professional basketball player Julius Randle is doing everything in reverse.
I'm only dunking with reverse windmills. I drove the whole way to practice in reverse. I don't recommend it. This move's called the reverse shuffle. I do recommend it. And it took me months to learn how to speak in reverse, like this. Years 10 almost for diabetes type 2 with living Ben has mama. In other words, my mom has been living with type 2 diabetes for almost 10 years. So together, we want to say to the 84 million Americans at risk, exercise and healthy eating can help reverse prediabetes. Start by taking a simple 1-minute risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Bet he can't say that in reverse.
When the most respected company worldwide puts its name on a real estate sign, that's a sign you'll want to see. When a company known for straight talk enters real estate, that's a sign the market is changing. Confidence is back, and that's good to know. Introducing Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. Look for our sign in a front yard near you.
This is Ann Adams. Call me at 256-337-2625.
An independently owned and operated franchisee of BHH Affiliate, LLC.
Say welcome back to 97.7 ESPN The Zone. We are live this Saturday morning from Rocket City Fit Day here at Toyota Field, and they are just about, 5 minutes away from doing the workout on the field here. F45 doing the workout on the field. They're about 5 minutes away from doing that right now, and it is a little warm, but... I'm looking at all the people going down now to the field, and there's a good group.
Yeah.
There's a large group of individuals going down to the field right now.
50 plus easy.
Yeah.
So
I'm wondering how many will hang around for the beer squat challenge.
Oh, they're going down on the field. I thought it was the beer squat challenge. That is on the rock.
I think it's on the field. No, it's all going to be on the field.
Okay, so that way if you do spill your beer...
If you fall down, you'll fall right onto the grass.
After you sign your Drudy Armand waiver.
I'm serious. SportsMed got a hold of me on Wednesday, and when they were laughing when they did it, they were like, hey, we want to thank you guys because you guys brought attention to a detail that we didn't think about, and that was we probably need to have everybody sign a waiver because of what happened with Drew. So,
man, squats are no joke.
So I really, Talking Ball takes credit.
Yep.
And everybody that's having to sign a waiver, we take credit for you having to sign that waiver.
Indeed. Speaking of signing waivers, who knows what kind of agreements are going to be signed with the college football playoff system moving forward. And I do wonder, after we're a couple of days old into this, I got an email out of the blue on Thursday, just out of the blue from the College Football Playoff Committee, and usually they plan stuff weeks in advance. And I read the email, and it says, oh, by the way, we got a teleconference at 4 o'clock today. And this is on Thursday, and, of course, I'm co-host of The Drive. I'm fortunate that I live fairly close to Baumhauer's Victory Grill, so I was able to hop on, and player safety was of the utmost importance, question-wise, from the reporters, and I get it. I understand that. 17 games, if you say it out loud, sounds like a lot. I realize that, but when you realize the other factors involved in the college football playoffs, Scott, the other bigger factor is the fact that ESPN owns the college football playoffs till 2026, and we're all talking about 2023. So I do wonder what conversations have been had with our boys up in Bristol.
Well, that's the thing. And I laugh about this every time. By the time it gets to us, and by the time we give it to you guys, decisions have already been made months, years before it even gets out to us.
Yep.
Now, yes, there are great reporters out there that can get little tidbits here and there, but once the ball starts rolling, that's when you start to figure things out. But this has been discussed. I guarantee you it was discussed when they went to 4 teams.
Yeah.
When the playoffs were made to 4 teams, and they said, okay, here is going to be the thing. Yes, we're going to have it extended, but what will it look like if we expand it even more? What will it look like if we've done this?
Well, Greg Sankey said as much, that after the first year of the expanded playoffs, that Jim Delaney called him and said that this is great, but we are still having this conversation between the haves and have-nots inside the Power 5 conferences. They were having that conversation after year 1.
Yeah.
So
they were going to have it.
Yeah.
Now, the question is, though, and here's the thing. Does it benefit the group of 5 more, or are we done labeling the Power 5 and the group of 5s?
We're close to having that conversation. I did think of another ultimate winner beyond the group of 5, or beyond the Power 5, I should say. I could not help but think of Gus Malzahn. In that introductory press conference he had down in Orlando, talking about this being a really good job. So the pressure cooker that is now an SEC football job, you can now accomplish at the AAC level, and you can now accomplish on other levels like a BYU or a Notre Dame, which is to get into the playoff, have a chance at winning the ultimate prize.
And I asked Thom Abraham, he was sitting in for Drew yesterday, this question. Does a guy like Luke Fickell, now that Cincinnati can get into the playoffs on a regular basis, does Luke Fickell, if you take away and you keep it as a 14 playoff, Luke Fickell is going to be in demand, was in demand, and his name came up for every Power 5 head coaching vacancy. Does a guy like Luke Fickell now, because Cincinnati can get into the playoffs, Cincinnati probably can pay him for $5 million a year, probably. I would assume they can.
Yeah.
Does a guy like Luke Fickell now not have to worry about going anywhere to take that next step, but Cincinnati can be that step because he can get into the playoffs? All you got to do is dominate the AAC, and you're going to get in to the playoffs.
This feels like in the late 80s a spinoff of the Bobby Bowden debate of, do you want to push to get into the SEC and go through the meat grinder, or go over to the ACC and just have your way with the Atlantic Coast Conference? Now, things have obviously changed in the Atlantic Coast Conference as Dabo has turned Clemson into the modern-day Florida State, if you will, at least seemingly over the last 5 to 8 years. But I agree that, I mean, coaches, though, are wired a different way. We both know this. And
right.
Guys on this level want to do it at the highest level and show everybody they can do it at the highest level. So as much as Luke Fickell is a fantastic example, and I'm not sure what Thom said on his answer, but I think you're going to find the guys that you want running your programs are going to want that opportunity to succeed at the highest level in the best conferences and the best divisions.
All right, I'm watching the field right now, and I'm watching everybody go through their warm-ups. I'm watching everybody go through the warm-ups down on the field.
Yeah, I see a couple of squats that have gone badly.
And this is the workout portion warm-up, and the instructors from F45 doing a job of giving everybody warmed up. And it is not going to take long for anybody to get warmed up out there in the sun today.
All you got to do is walk out onto the field. It'll be good and warm. Let's see here. When I woke up this morning, downtown was 75 degrees. It says it's 84. I ain't buying that. I bet it's 84 back where Chad is right now, back in the studio. I ain't buying that.
Chad likes to keep it down to about 62 in there.
I like it about good nice 73, 74. You boys like it at 69.
Yeah, low humidity. Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of equipment back there that we have to...
Yeah. In order to bring you this fine entertainment that we do on a daily basis, almost 7 days a week.
Now, you bring up, and you kind of highlight there, Bobby Bowden on the SEC, ACC thing.
Yep.
And remember, Brandon Marcello sat down with Bowden about a month ago, less than a month ago, and asked that exact same question about Florida State going to the ACC versus the SEC. And Bowden told Brandon Marcello that he confirmed that FSU could have made the move to the SEC instead of the ACC back in '92. And Bowden said he thought the school would accept the SEC's invitation, but ultimately they went in the other direction, a decision that he believes was the right one given the depth of the SEC football conference. He says they didn't want us. He goes, they did want us. They did invite us to join the SEC. Everybody thought we would join. In fact, I thought we would, but our administration, the president and others wanted the ACC, which really was better for us. It would have been hard wading through that SEC. Too many good teams in there. Boy, oh gosh. Oh, that would have been some great ball.
So the other reason I did go there is we've had Coach Bowden on the drive several times, and we did go there with him in a previous conversation, and we also went there with Mickey Andrews, his longtime defensive coordinator and former player at the University of Alabama and former coach over at UNA as well. Yes. And we got two different answers on that question. Bobby said exactly what he said to Brandon Marcello. Mickey, Coach Andrews, said to us that yes, they looked into it, but he thought he was told by Bobby Bowden that the University of Florida did not want them. That Florida did not want them. So the next time, the following year, gosh, this is like 3 or 4 years ago now, at SEC Media Days, Roy Kramer was there. So I asked Roy Kramer that question. He said, yeah, they did have to massage that conversation with the University of Florida. At first, they did not want them, but then would later say, okay, if we can get them, let's get them. Yeah.
Imagine what that would have been like.
A Florida State instead of a South Carolina?
Well, I mean, it would be. I mean, they probably would have gone with them all, but can you imagine the schedule? It would be like Alabama, Tennessee, Auburn, Alabama. Alabama, Tennessee would have been the. Alabama, Tennessee is the. I guess you could say the hate, the dislike, the disdain rivalry. That would have been. That probably would have been Florida and Georgia. The Iron Bowl is Alabama, Auburn naturally because it's in state.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if that would have been Florida State. If
Alabama, Auburn, depending on who you talk to in the state.
Yes, Alabama, Auburn, Alabama. I'm wondering if it would have set up similar to something like that.
Maybe. I didn't dive too much into the weeds with Commissioner Kramer, but I mean, we've had, well, heck, I mean, even in this state, where legislators, people down in Montgomery get involved in tickets to the darn game on who gets what. To go into the darn, so
whether or not they paid for it or they got it free or whatever. Yeah.
No, so I mean, there are so many different levels, but I do know Commissioner Kramer told me that they would have expanded to 12 no matter what. So it did make me think that Arkansas would have joined, and then Florida State over South Carolina, which South Carolina had been a member of the Atlantic Coast Conference, but who knows?
So going back to the college football playoffs, and again, how much does it benefit Notre Dame? Did Notre Dame come out ahead or behind? I should say, how much does it? How much will it? Ultimately, if we end up with 12 games, Notre Dame cannot end up with a bye. They cannot be one of the top teams with a bye.
Yep.
Does it benefit or hurt Notre Dame? And will this really put an end to the conversation that Notre Dame needs to join a conference?
I think it does. It does put that issue to bed, honestly, that it's not going to happen. And the only reason they had to do it last year is because everything was different last year. But that bothered me initially on that conference call to hear that Notre Dame and other independent schools, if you want to group that together, do not have the opportunity of being a top 4 seed. I am of the opinion that if you're a top 4 team, then you deserve to be a top 4 team, right, whether or not you play in a conference championship game. There are certain times that we all watch college football, and you know what a top 4 team looks like. And now you're telling me and the BYUs and the Notre Dames. I was going
to say, what does this do for BYU?
Yeah.
I mean, we talk a lot about Notre Dame, how Notre Dame doesn't have to win. Notre Dame cannot be a bye. But what about BYU?
Yeah.
What about them?
Yeah.
I mean, what happens there?
They're in the same boat. They would have to, well, for instance, last year, that game with Coastal Carolina, you could argue that, quote-unquote, they had their shot at getting into the argument on games like that. But, I mean, ultimately, the playoff is about getting that date to the prom or getting that seat at the table. And 12 is certainly more than 4. I know my Georgia math has been sketchy at times, but I know 12 is more than 4, more than anything. And so, honestly, would you like a pennant? Okay.
Yeah.
I appreciate you coming by. It's just that simple here. Would you like a pennant? Okay. Have a pennant.
Now, Army.
Careful.
Army is an independent.
Yes. Yeah. Same
Liberty
deal.
is an independent.
Mm-hmm.
UConn, UMass. But really, you look at the list of independents. BYU, Liberty. I mean, think about Hugh Freeze, for instance, in Liberty. What happens if Liberty goes undefeated in their schedule? Notre Dame goes undefeated.
They certainly they're playing a big time schedule this year. I know they've got some team in Oxford, Mississippi.
But can you see more than one independent making this list? We mentioned that Notre Dame can get in without having to win their without having to play in conference.
Yep.
What happens if BYU or Liberty runs the table?
That goes right to the committee, honestly.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think that turns into an eye test as well of the committee, and I think their job got a tad bit harder. But I think they're fully capable, and if they think that Coastal Carolina and BYU are among the top 12 teams, yeah, I think you will see more than one independent. Now, likeliness, under 5%. I would put it at under 5%, but ultimately you're going to see multiple teams from the SEC, multiple teams from the Big Ten, maybe a year or two with multiple teams from the Big 12. I mean, the Pac-12 is still, I think, the one power conference that is on the verge of once again having that conversation of being the outside team looking in.
They would not have made it in 2020.
Yep.
If they go by this model.
Thank you, Mario Cristobal.
Well, My co-host in the morning has a lot of reasons why the Pac-12 would not get in there.
Yeah.
And it would have been colorful as well. 11:41 on a Saturday morning. Let's get our second break in of the hour. When we come back, we're going to be live from Rocket City Fit Day still. We'll talk more Fit Day and more sports talk, plus the phone lines open to you on a Saturday, 256-576-4977.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owed the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $500 million for their clients.
Optima Tax, they help me. They calm me down. They make me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-627-0188. 800-627-0188. 800-627-0188.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
If you're ready to lower your utility bills, it's time to call Eagle Insulation. Eagle can handle it all. Attic re-insulation, insulation removal, wall insulation, and new construction insulation, commercial and residential. Our primary goal is to save you money, and lots of it. Typical clients realize their return on investment within 3 to 6 months. That means the re-insulation actually pays for itself and then some. See if we can help you. Contact Eagle Insulation today, 256-755-1556, or log on insulatewitheagle.com. Our latest zone deal is from the Hummus and Pita Company, where everything served is made from scratch right on site. Executive Chef Jose Tapia's menu draws its inspiration from across the Mediterranean and beyond, with nods to Greece, Israel, Morocco, and the Middle East. And right now, you can enjoy $50 worth of the scratch-made goodness of the Hummus and Pita Company for half price, just $25. Log on 977ESPN.com now for your half-price zone deal from the Hummus and Pita Company, and get yours before they're gone.
This is Wes Neighbors talking to Chris Haygood of Bob Wallace Appliance. Chris, what sets you apart from other appliance dealerships?
Wes, these appliances are going into the most used room in your house, your kitchen. The way we have these appliances displayed, it's easy for you to visualize how they'll look in your home. Wes, what sets us apart is the people. They're well trained. In fact, they live and breathe these appliances. And if you need service, you'll really appreciate our parts department.
Contact Bob Wallace Appliance at 256-533-2121.
Listen to Talkin' Ball.
David Shaw, no, because guess what? Lately he's been getting, his head caved in. So, of course, he's going to complain about it. The gist of his comments at the NFL draft a couple years ago pissed me off, because he basically talked about how the SEC puts too much importance on football. Oh, well, damn. We want to win.
Talkin' Ball with Scott Tyson and Drew DeArmond. Weekday mornings starting at 7 on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
From the WZDX Pinpoint Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Partly sunny skies this afternoon and isolated diurnally driven showers possible across North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee. But at the end of the day, many of us are going to be dry. Highs hanging out in the mid and upper 80s, though it's going to feel like it's in the mid and upper 90s, dropping into the upper 60s and lower 70s through the overnight. Sunday is essentially going to be a repeat of Saturday. A partly sunny sky and isolated showers going to be possible. Temperatures hanging out in the upper 80s and lower 90s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Leading the way for sports talk in North Alabama.
Winning is the only thing that matters.
Thank you.
Yes, amen, I say yes.
97.7 ESPN The Zone.
On 11:46 on a Saturday morning out here at Toyota Field, Rocket City Fit Day. It's also kind of a historical landmark for us, too. It's our first broadcast here from Toyota Field.
It is. A lot of folks have been enjoying themselves out here in this sparkling new, I think the price tag ended up being about $48 million, $49 million, give or take $1 million. I'm sure the folks in Madison remember that price tag. But, I mean, ultimately, this is a fantastic venue. I've been out here a couple of times. Have you been out to a game yet?
I have not been to a game. I wasn't joking when Sportsmed was with us at the top of the show. I was not joking.
I haven't been up there. I haven't been up in their suite.
I'm trying to get up
down here.
I'm doing my best to get up there. I'm trying to get up there.
So I went the first weekend just to kind of give people a ballpark figure, if you will. I took my daughter Claire out here and bought some seats out on the burner. So parking is $10. The cheap seats, the burners, are $8. Thank you very much.
Just handed you a gift.
Yeah. So there you go. Claire would love this. Anyway, so I brought Claire out here, bought some burner seats. They were $8 a piece.
Yeah.
So I mean that's $26. But then the food. I'm just here to tell you, if you have yet to come out here, get ready for your wallet. It's at the food. It's at the concession counter. 2 burgers, 2 fries. I know there's some other delights there, but 2 burgers, 2 fries, 2 drinks was $30. So
I don't know if they've got the burgers open right now.
The nose tells me no.
I don't know though if you would want to sell burgers and fries on a day when we're promoting fitness.
You might want to open up the ice cream stand.
They do have the adult beverage stand over here available, where you can partake in an adult beverage.
The Drew DeArmond stand.
Well, that is the for the Beer Squad Challenge, I imagine, later. But these things here, Johnson and Hayes handed us these, and I don't know what they are.
Physical therapists.
Yeah.
So I imagine you may freeze it.
Maybe like an ice pack.
Yeah, I think it's an ice pack.
Okay. See?
I like it.
Didn't know we were going to get gifts when we come out here.
Yeah.
All right, so really, obviously, the college football playoff talk dominated the landscape over
usually
the past
June
few
is
days.
the down month.
So I'm wondering now, it always seems to come out around SEC Media Days, but do you think that'll be the biggest topic once we get into July when we head down to Hoover, or will we be back on can Alabama's dominance be stopped this coming fall?
I think the 12 teams is going to be a hot topic, but between now and then, the transfer portal, I think, is going to be a bigger issue because we did not have SEC Media Days last year. Right. I think transfer portal, 12 teams, and the intra-conference transfers as well being passed is also going to be a big conversation now that we've had a Henry To'oTo'o now go to Alabama.
We got to add to that list. And as a Georgia Bulldog fan, I know this one's going to hurt.
Here we go.
Demetrius Robertson.
Heard about him.
Entered the NCAA transfer portal from Georgia.
Yep.
He saw action in 10 games last year for Georgia, 12 catches, 110 yards.
So.
He was third on the team the year before with 330 yards, 3 touchdowns, 30 receptions. He spent 3 years in Athens. He struggled to meet the expectations. He was a 5-star recruit coming out in 2016.
Yeah.
But still, though, you would have to think this coming year his production would have been counted on, maybe because of the receivers.
Coming out of spring, I asked about him in particular to a couple of guys that cover the Georgia beat and said that he underperformed and they wouldn't have been surprised had he gone in the transfer portal, so not a huge surprise for me. I do wonder how much time. I mean, he certainly would have gotten more time now that the fact that Pickens is on the shelf minimum until November.
He chose Cal. Remember, he went to Cal his freshman year.
Yep.
He had 50 catches, 767 yards, and 7 scores initially with Cal. Then comes to Georgia, maybe not as well as he played there, but he'll be on his third team. And he's going to get the one-time transfer because of sitting out and everything else.
Is he a graduate transfer? Or
due to the SEC's new transfer policy, he would be immediately eligible at another school.
That tells me he didn't graduate.
So it's guys like this. I mean, think about this. This will be his third school And he's getting the one-time transfer waiver because he sat out a year after coming from Cal to Georgia.
Yep.
Third school, Steve. Guys are going to be playing at their third school.
Well, what? Jake Bentley, the South Carolina quarterback, went out to Utah for a cup of coffee, and now he's with South Alabama. So I think we're going to see this more and more of an issue moving forward, and it's guys like that I'm honestly would like to talk to Mike Leach about, of this type of freedom that these players do have, and whether or not it's ultimately a good thing more than anything. Oh, mercy. No, if you're watching on camera, no, Scott is not gawking at a girl or anything. He was gawking at the food.
Somebody has
walking
food.
By.
Somebody has food. I just spotted it.
I'm in the middle of my take, and all of a sudden, dude's mouth is watering right next to me. Like
somebody just brought. I don't know what that was. I don't know if it was a gigantic hot dog or a pickle. It was a foot long. It was massive. Sorry.
Hey, am I going to host the next 10 minutes by myself?
I know where they got it from. It's out there in the concession stand. Now I see it. But I'm sorry. Continue your thought.
Oh, no. No, that was big hot dog. Yeah, no, that's... But I do wonder how much freedom on these 16, 17, or excuse me, it's more like 18, 19, 20-year-olds, giving them that much freedom, whether or not it's a good thing or not.
I have an 18-year-old son.
Yeah.
He's going to be a freshman. He's going to Southwest Oregon Community College. Okay?
Yeah.
And I think about this, and this is how I react to it, because he is going to go to a school. He'll be 19 after his freshman year.
Yeah.
And I look, and lots of times, and I'm sure if you have an 18-year-old or 19, you know exactly what I'm about to say, their decisions are hot and cold. One day, you sit back and you're like, man, he's got a good head on his shoulders. The decisions that they make, they're great. These are what I would do. This is exactly what I would do. And then there's times when you scratch your head and you're going, man, I'm just going to step back and I hope it works out. Because I have faith, but then again, I'm questioning everything. I think that's what a lot of these kids are. These kids are 18, 19 years old. They make a decision.
Sometimes it's a life decision.
And sometimes they don't work out. And I'm glad they get a one-time transfer. But what I don't want to see is I don't want to see a kid turn around, because I asked this question yesterday. If you go to a 12-team playoff, does it take away from what makes college football unique? When a kid signs a national letter of intent and goes to a school, you hope that kid works out. You want him there. You're glad he's there.
Yep.
I'm wondering if a kid ends up at his second or third or fourth school, because it's going to happen. Does it take away from the uniqueness that is college football and make it just like any other professional sport that makes money? Because name, image, and likeness is coming. Kids are going to start making money.
Yeah.
Kids can go to other schools.
Yeah.
Is college football losing its purity, its pureness that makes it unique? Because there's people that sit at home and watch Saturday college football because it is college football.
And it's not the NFL.
They don't like the money. They don't like the guys that are just playing for a contract. They like the bands. They like the pureness of college football because you're wearing a school's colors, and that's the pride. Does it go away with everything that's coming on?
Not completely. Not for, I want to say, the silent majority. Because ultimately, most fans are going to those games because of the A, because of the Auburn orange and blue, because that's their school, or they're just a fan of that school. I don't think that's going away. The bands certainly aren't going away. The pageantry's not going away. But we are definitely going to be delivered in a different type of venue with Bryce Young doing an ad for Coke, or Bo Nix sporting some Nikes. I mean, just whatever. It will be facilitated in a different manner, but I think the charm of game day, you're not going to see that inside the stadium when you go. You're not going to see that big billboard campaign inside the stadium. It's going to be on television. So, I mean, will we consume it differently? Yeah, but I think the charm of it is still going to be there.
If you're driving around Tuscaloosa or Auburn, you're going to see a billboard with Bo Nix on it doing something for a local business. Yeah, you're not going to see it. You're not going to see it there. So I can see that. A little bit. I'm just worried about the pureness of college football. Well, we're going to lose that mystique that makes it unique, and I think there's something unique about college football that draws people's attention, and that's why the state of Alabama. Everyone jokes that Alabama doesn't have a professional team because we got Alabama and we got Auburn, we got the SEC. But I think it's just because too that college football is looked upon so differently because it's not the NFL.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. And to that end, it's just going to be different more than anything.
All right, we are about ready for hour number 1 to end here on our Saturday edition show. When we come back, we'll be joined by more sponsors out here at Toyota Field.
And evidently getting more gear.
I tell you what, these things are amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, because
if it was only chilled right now, right?
If it was only chilled, it's squishy. I don't know what other words to say, but it's squishy. All right. That's hour 1 in the books. When we come back, hour 2 is going to kick off here from Toyota Field. It's Rocket City Fit Day, brought to you by Sports Med, Orthopedic and Spine Care, as well as F45.
Guys, when we were 20, we never had to worry about spontaneity. And now that we've gotten older, spontaneity has been replaced with pills and injections. We're just trying to keep that intimacy, but it's taken away from spontaneity. At Advanced Life Clinic, we now offer GainsWave, which uses sound waves to non-invasively treat this issue with no need for pills or injections. Just give us a call, 256-888-9367, or check us out online, advancedlifeclinic.com.
Listen to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton.
What do you say, Jeff?
Well, let me tell you something. When Alabama makes the Final Four and don't clank free throws against UCLA, Herbert Jones, so-called Player of the Year, clankety clank, can't make no free throws. You better be practicing, big boy, because you ain't made no Final Fours yet. Auburn won Final Four, Alabama none.
Listen to The Drive, weekdays starting at 5 p.m. on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone. WCZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Radio Sports Center. The Euro 2020 match between Denmark and Finland, that many of you may have been watching on ESPN, coming from Copenhagen, has been suspended late in the first half due to a medical emergency, as Denmark star Christian Eriksen appeared to collapse and has since been attended to by medical personnel. Again, happening in the waning moments of the first half. He has now been taken by stretcher from the stadium. The match has been suspended, and we will update you further when we receive more information. Barbara Krejcikova, takes the women's title at the French Open. She earns her first major victory with a 3-set victory over Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova at Roland Garros. Danny Green of the Sixers will have an MRI on his calf strain that forced him out of Game 3 of the Sixers series with Atlanta on Friday night. Game 3 between the Jazz and the Clippers set for tonight in L.A. Of course, Donovan Mitchell has been superb in the first 2 games, leading the Jazz to victories in those 2. They go for a 3-0 lead in the series. That game, Jazz and Clippers, on ESPN Radio and ABC Television. Pre-game show beginning here on radio at 8 p.m. Eastern, tip at 8:30. And we've got Major League Baseball here on ESPN Radio coming up in just a couple of hours. Padres and the Mets. The pre-game with Jim Basquell begins at 3:30 Eastern.
Whether it's offering curbside or next-day delivery for online orders on over 160,000 parts, or getting involved in their local communities, when it comes to serving you, Napa's Motor never quits. That's Napa Know-How.
97.7 ESPN, The Zone. Welcome to Talkin' Ball with Scott Tyson and Drew DeArmond. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline now, 256-576-4977. That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Scott and Drew.
All right, welcome back to Talking Ball, a special Saturday edition on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. We say special because we normally don't do shows on Saturday like this. When Drew and I are at University Kia, we do. But not from Toyota Field and not for Rocket City Fit Day. This is the first Rocket City Fit Day, courtesy of Sports Med and F45. Kind enough to put this on out here at Toyota Field. The workout is ongoing on the field right now, and I'm watching, and there's about 60, you're about right, there's about 60 individuals down there partaking in a workout courtesy of F45. And now coming up in a little bit, 12:30? At 12:15, we got the dancers from Merrimack Hall getting ready to do a special performance.
Yep.
But then we get the Beer Squat Challenge coming up at 12:30, and that is what we're anxious to see is the Beer Squat Challenge.
That's why I brought the remote gear, because I thought you'd want to go over there and just say, how you feeling?
If we're here for the Beer Squat Challenge,
how you feeling?
Yes. And we will. We have got that video clipped of Drew in the studio, and
let's digress.
We got to share that. But anyway, there's a lot of great vendors out here as well on the concourse in the shade. Thank you for the shade. We can say that. And one of them is ID Life. And we learned about this a little bit ago, a few minutes.
From Lauren.
Yes. And it is amazing what goes on. And joining us now is ID Life, right?
Yeah, Allie Stan with ID Life.
Wow.
Thanks, guys. I love meeting you. But I'm appreciating the shade as well. So those sweating it out on the field now got our pre-workout, and they'll come back in and get our hydrate. But it's great stuff.
Let's start there with the hydration stuff, because we had a little sample, and it is the energy sample.
Yeah.
And explain to us exactly what somebody would be getting if they got the energy sample.
Oh, man. I love the energy. So it's encapsulated. So you get that nice, slow, steady release over time. So it's about 4 to 6 hours. So no jitters, no crash. And one of the reasons I love our products is they're gluten-free, soy-free, non-GMO, no artificial sugars. So that's my go-go juice in the morning. Whether I got to get up at 4 a.m. or I got to go all afternoon, I can do it. Anybody can do it.
But ultimately, Lauren was telling us about the DNA side of this.
Yeah, that's what makes this different.
Okay.
So there's a lot of energy companies out there, weight loss companies, all that kind of stuff. Everybody's got a product to sling. What makes ID Life different, and why you haven't heard of us before, but we are pioneering Huntsville. DNA-based personalized nutrition. Nobody does that. So we take the guesswork out of what's missing in your daily routine with a free HIPAA-protected assessment, so you get your personalized vitamins, fill in those nutritional gaps so your body can do what it's supposed to do. And then you can add your DNA in there. So you know what your body can absorb, what your triggers for inflammation, what kind of muscles. That's what brought me to this day here. I met the guys at F45 because my DNA report said I need high-intensity interval training.
Right.
And I've got the genes where I should be about 400 pounds. You're looking at me. I'm not 400 pounds, right?
I'm working on it.
But I got started because I was miserable. I was 60 pounds overweight. Wow. I had hot flashes, night sweats, wasn't sleeping. So I got the vitamins in. 4 days, hot flashes and night sweats were gone. Sleep was better, energy was better, and I lost 16 inches. Today I'm down 60 pounds in a year, and I've maintained it. So I feel amazing. Oh, Lauren's here. Yeah.
Lauren, kind enough to join us as well. And she was doing a fantastic job at explaining the DNA portion of all of this. And I think it's amazing that there's a lot of people right now that want their DNA because they want to know the history. They want to know their family history and everything. But I think it's amazing that we can take DNA and decipher what we need to eat.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Yeah. Lauren's really busted through in her workout plateaus, too. She's a marathon runner. She's going to get ready for the Chicago race.
Wow. Ooh. My son, when he was 16, ran the Chicago Marathon. And so we were up there I believe it was the last one before the pandemic. Mm-hmm. And it is an amazing race, an amazing time to be a part of that marathon. It's quite an experience.
Yes, it is. It's one of a kind, going all the way through Chicago, but also running with just people of all shapes and sizes and ages. And you get in that environment just like out here at Fit Day. You see different people doing things, and you're like, if they can do it, I can do it. I can keep moving another mile. I can keep going. And after I ran my first one, I just was like, I don't know what's going on, but I want to be better, and I want to know how to fuel my body better. And that's how I found my way to our product and using the DNA. And since then, I'm taking massive amounts of time off of my mileage times, off of my race times, and I'm doing it in a way that I'm not depriving my body. Like, I'm not falling out afterwards and like, I never want to run again, right? I'm going to go out and run 10 miles tomorrow in this humidity, and I'm going to be able to run those 10 miles and then come back home and go do the rest of my life, and it's not going to wipe me out. And that's what knowing how your body works and what it needs makes a game changer in anything you're doing, not just a marathon, but I remember not being able to mow the yard, right? I grew up with a push mower like most of us did, right? You go out for like an hour and you're like dead. And so now it's like, sure, let's go mow the yard. Like, it's not, every part of my life has benefited from this, not just my athletic life. So it's amazing.
So you don't get up and say, hey, I'm going to go do a marathon. How many marathons have you done?
So I've done one full, and I am on a track. I want to run the 5 world majors. So Tokyo, Berlin, London, New York, Boston, and Chicago. So we're getting back in with Chicago this year. And I do a lot of half marathon runs, and so that's most of my training. And I always tell people, they're like, let's run a 5K. I'm like, I do that on a Tuesday. But
have you done the Peachtree Road Race?
So I have not. It's on the list.
Okay.
So I have a group.
You have?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, did that one.
Yep.
Prior to ID Life, and I got heat exhaustion.
That cardiac hill is no joke.
That's where it all happened. I wish I had her hydrate for that one.
Well, talk about this Rocket City Fit Day. I know SportsMed asked you, F45 asked you your initial thoughts of how unique of an event this is here today.
I think this is great for our city. This is exactly what we need. Everything's open. People are craving community and connection. That's what I love about F45. It's really a community of athletes. Lauren and I go there, and we make new friends all the time. And now we've made best friends with all the vendors here. And that's what I love about this city, too. So we thrive on events where they bring other people together, and the entrepreneurs in this area, they just want to connect.
Yeah.
They want to connect. They want to help each other. We're over there at Cycle Bar cheering them on. So it's a fantastic event. So if you guys are out there with your family, you're tuning around right now and you're listening to this, you got to get here. You got to come say hi to Lauren and I, meet the girl that runs the marathons. I am no longer angry Allie at 60 pounds overweight. I got my go-go juice. I got my DNA. I'm feeling great.
How long, once you do the DNA stuff, how long does it take to get the results, and how detailed really are the results when they come back?
That's one of my favorite questions. So it's a HIPAA-protected assessment. I want you to know that. We're not going to sell your information. Pfizer's not going to call and say, hey, we got a new medication. Sorry if anybody's working for Pfizer. We love them. Anyway, but yeah, so it takes about 3 weeks. It's a mouth swab. And it goes out to our sister company, Molecular Labs. It comes back. You get a 46-page report. It goes through inflammation, your body's ability to absorb vitamins, what type of muscle fibers you have. I learned my fat is not stored in my muscles, but above. So that changes what kind of workouts I can do. So I'm less efficient at weight loss with exercise. Lauren is actually really efficient. She's the opposite. So she can kill it in the gym. I have to really pay attention to my nutrition. So I know my carbs. I know my fats. and I could eat them. It gave me permission to eat carbs. 45 to 65% of my diet should be carbohydrates. I was like, yes, I can have the birthday cake. But now I know 9% can be the bad carbs. So if I want to have the pizza, I'm going to have the pizza. But I probably shouldn't have it and wash it down with a bottle of wine and have the chocolate cake or Ben & Jerry's afterwards. So I want to portion that out throughout the week so I don't trigger inflammation. And now, I'm not on a diet. That's what I hear from hundreds of people that we've been helping. It's just your roadmap to success for healthy living. You're no longer guessing when you go to the nutrition store what bottles of stuff. Actually, it comes in a little strip pack, our vitamins. So it's great for travel.
Yeah.
But it takes all the guesswork out of your healthy journey.
Wow.
So the turnaround time from mouth swab to
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Yeah. So, and then you have it for life because your DNA is your DNA. It's not going to change. So it's a great investment. I love that part. And we also have discounts for teachers, first responders, and police officers, and, of course, Huntsville military. So I love that part for them.
All right, let everybody know where they can get a hold of you.
So you want to go to Lauren's website. It's Lauren Gibbs, GIBBS, .idlife.com. Lauren Gibbs, GIBBS, .idlife.com. And this girl will hook you up and get you personalized, dialed in, whatever results. Look better, feel better, perform better with ID Life.
All right. Well, ladies, thank you so much.
Thank you
for
hopping on with us.
Yeah, thank you. Great
Appreciate
stuff.
you guys. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
See,
yeah,
3 weeks and a 45-page report comes back with what you can eat and everything else.
I mean, you don't know.
I'm scared.
Well, I mean, you're a workout fiend.
I am, but I would be scared to find out what I can and cannot eat. Because I like to eat everything.
Yeah.
So I would be scared to figure out.
But you work out so much and you burn so much that you're able to keep up this tapeworm mentality.
But eventually it's going to win. And speaking of ending...
Well, and that goes right back to what they're offering on what you... At least you would have the information on, okay, if I do X, then I got to do Y.
But I found some chocolate, though. The booth next to us, Crestwood, they've got little chocolate. So I'm going to have to go over and get some. I'm going to have to get some. Speaking of eating, I've seen the hot dog come by, and now I've seen the chocolate. So this may be a fit day. But that doesn't mean that,
it can't be a cheat day.
No. But the workout has just ended on the field. F45's workout has just ended, and everybody's starting to come up from the field. Coming up here in just a little bit, we're going to get a special performance from Merrimack Hall. They're going to be out on the Toyota field doing a special performance, and then we get the much anticipated Beer Squat Challenge coming up here in just a little bit. 256-576-4977. If you are out and about, feel free to give us a call on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. If you have any kind of questions or anything, any kind of sports topics that you want to get in and weigh in, feel free to go ahead and do so. Again, 256-576-4977.
I just had the camera over here. I should have pointed it over towards this stairwell.
Coming up.
Yeah, the group coming up from their workout. All of a sudden, the stairs after the workout, I think, may be harder than the workout.
Watching everybody come up, and you can tell. You can tell it is rather warm down there on the field.
No doubt about that. And a few grass clippings for some individuals as well.
It is good to see so many individuals that partook in this down there, and everyone that went through all the workout down on the field here at Rocket City Fit Day here at Toyota Field. And as I mentioned, Merrimack Hall, they'll have their special engagement going on now. Are getting ready to do that, as well as other things. And then they're all getting nice beverages and everything coming up
as
here.
Well, they should.
Hopefully we'll get I want to talk to Kobe Bell here in a little bit, the lady that was in charge of F45, and I want to see and get her thoughts on how the workout went down on the field. She'll be coming up here and joining us here in just a little bit. But we've talked a lot about the high school or the college football playoffs.
We have.
We've talked about the Atlanta Braves. The other big topic really this week, and that was the Atlanta Falcons trading Julio Jones. Julio Jones going through the last. Tennessee Titans had one more OTA workout on the field, and Julio was able to partake in that. And Julio says that these were his words, that he sensed a lot of Alabama in the Tennessee Titans and how things were done, how things were ran, and how the workouts were going on.
Well, I also heard from Mike Vrabel earlier in the week after some of the OTAs and said that he reached out to Coach Saban about Julio. Now, probably knowing full well what kind of message you're going to get from Coach Saban about one of his former players. But, I mean, in the end, Julio does kind of bring that work mentality more than anything that I think the Falcons, one, are going to miss, and two, that the Titans are going to benefit from more than anything with now this offense with Tannehill, and you got Derrick Henry, A.J. Brown. It's just, that is a monster of an offense now more than anything. Now, what are they going to do defensively-wise, stepping up on that side of the ball? They need to.
How much will ultimately the Titans benefit from Julio Jones? I mean, we're not talking about a 5-win.
Well, this was an 11-win team last year by themselves, but we'll see exactly what happens with the Titans. Albeit 11 wins, you'd be 11-6 this year with 11 wins. Now that you have a 17-game regular season. Does that sound weird to say?
17 game. Now the 17-game season is weird because but think about it. Think about how much, and a lot of it has to do with the union in the NFL. But think about how much they are talking about safety on the pro level of playing 17 games. Yeah. And our college guys are going to ultimately end up playing 17 games.
That NBA term of load management, I think, is going to creep its way into the NFL world more visibly than we have noticed it in the past previous seasons. I think you're going to see more and more of these teams practicing, quote-unquote, load management to get these guys ready to a run to February and a run potentially for another Super Bowl now that we've added yet another regular season game and up to 17.
Ultimately, do we think Nick Saban, Brian Harsin are going to do load management on the college level?
I could see Coach Saban doing it, certainly. Harsin, I think, has bigger issues than trying to, quote-unquote, have some load management, if you know what I mean.
Right.
He has got to set up his organization the right way. I mean, Nick Saban is, doing it better, more efficiently than anybody in the history of the game. So it's...
But the last thing that I'm thinking, the one thing, come on. I just can't see Nick Saban telling Bryce Young or any other one of the guys, hey, guys.
It was Tua, remember, convincing Nick Saban, put me back into the game at Mississippi State. And then what happened the next drive? So, he's already doing some quote-unquote load management down there. So, it's more noticeable on how higher the level talent that you have for your said team or your said school.
All right, let's get our break in. When we come back, Kobe Bell from F45 hopefully is going to join us. She's going through explaining to some individuals on how to do the beer squat challenge. Kobe Bell from F45 will sit down in the chair with us as we come to you live from Rocket City Fit Day.
Log on today, 977ESPN.com.
Sitting here with Ann Adams of Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Rise Real Estate. Is it a good time to sell your home, Ann?
Yes, it is. We have people relocating from all over the country.
Why should we choose Rise Real Estate?
Well, we've been selling real estate in North Alabama for 36 years and have sold more real estate than any other real estate company, period.
Do you help your customers through the entire process?
Yes, our agents are with you during the whole process from start to finish, from beginning to end.
In your relocation services, you have a whole team.
Yes, we have a dedicated relocation department helping customers move seamlessly into the area.
Ann Adams has been writing contracts for the last 36 years. She has the experience to help you list and sell your home, downsize your home, or help pick the perfect spot north of Alabama for you to build a future.
Call Ann Adams at 256-337-2625 or on the web at www.bhhsriserealestate.com.
I love overpriced stuff. Avocados, designer t-shirts, artisanal water, you name it. That's why I get my internet from the other guys. Paying more for the same stuff. What could be better?
Wow is better, because for just $19.99 a month, we give you the super fast, reliable internet you need and the awesome customer service you deserve. Act now for our best deal of the year. Internet 100 for just $19.99 a month at Huawei.com. Limited to new customers with auto-pay and paperless billing. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. Offer subject to change. Restrictions and terms apply.
Have you got your tickets yet? Single game tickets for the Rocket City Trash Pandas full season are still available. Every Friday and Saturday night at Toyota Field ends with fireworks, and after the completion of every Sunday game, kids get to run the bases. You can reserve your spot at Toyota Field for any of the remaining Trash Pandas home games right now. Go to TrashPandasBaseball.com to get your tickets while supplies last. Trash Pandas Baseball. Ignite the season.
Our latest zone deal is from the Hummus and Pita Company, where everything served is made from scratch right on site. Executive Chef Jose Tapia's menu draws its inspiration from across the Mediterranean and beyond, with nods to Greece, Israel, Morocco, and the Middle East. And right now, you can enjoy $50 worth of the scratch-made goodness of the Hummus and Pita Company for half price, just $25. Log on 977ESPN.com now for your half-price zone deal from the Hummus and Pita Company, and get yours before they're gone.
This is an Alabama legacy moment.
Former basketball player and Hall of Famer Charles Barkley is one of Alabama's most recognizable sports stars. Nicknamed the Round Mound of Rebound and Sir Charles, the Leeds native had a remarkable basketball career with the Auburn University Tigers before embarking on a career in the NBA. Barkley also played for the U.S. Olympic basketball team in the 1992 and 1996 Summer Games. Since his retirement in 2000, Barkley has carved out a niche as a basketball analyst, author, and commentator on political and social issues. Since 2001, Auburn University, the Philadelphia 76ers, and the Phoenix Suns have retired Barkley's number 34 jersey. In 2006, Barkley was inducted into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame in Springfield, Massachusetts.
Sponsored by the Alabama Bicentennial Commission, the ABA, and this station.
And welcome back to our Saturday edition of Talking Ball, 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Scott Tyson, Steve Moulton sitting in for Drew DeArmond. Drew continues.
I know he wishes he was here.
Especially coming up at 1 o'clock. He has made it infamous. We have made him, I should say, famous on the next one. But as we mentioned before the break, the workout portion had just ended on the field. And the lady that was in charge of getting everybody out there, putting the workout on, and really one of the big drivers of Rocket City Fit Day, that is Kobe Bell from F45 joining us now. Whew, we saw everybody come up the stairs, Kobe, because they were rather...
I think that was the hardest part of the workout, was coming up the steps.
Yes, yeah. The finisher.
Let's talk about, how did the workout go?
The workout was incredible. We had about 65 people out there. The energy was unreal, and the neatest part was being able to actually step foot on Toyota Field where the players play to get a real live action piece of what they do out there. We all survived, and I think that's the biggest win of the day. It's hot out there, y'all.
Well, we had a little sprinkle. In fact, it's still raining a little bit. I'm sure maybe the people out there would have enjoyed the rain out there during the workout.
Yes, the rain we couldn't get scheduled. You know how rain is; they're a little bit late whenever you need it. But yes, we're cooling off now and starting to feel good again.
What was the workout? Tell me the workout.
Yeah, so the workout is a 45-minute workout. We did all body weight movements. So for F45 training, that's our gravity workout. We sometimes feature that in the studio. Most people prefer to see the equipment out there, but to be able to get this many people on the field, we were just out there, full body movements, getting the heart rate up, burning some calories, and I don't think anyone's going to be working out tomorrow. They don't need it.
we had SportsMed on to kick off the show, and they talked about how unique of an event this is. You are one of the creators of this Rocket City Fit Day. Talk about the purpose and the goals of putting this event on.
Absolutely. So F45's training big thing is, that we can get everybody in the same room doing the same workout. Whether you're a newbie or a fitness pro, you can be doing the same thing. Our coaches are quality. They're going to be there to make sure that they modify if need be, they progress it if need be. But the biggest thing, especially after a global pandemic, is getting the community together, getting moving again. I know we all had a hard time being cooped up. There were a lot of unknowns, but getting back on the field with everybody, Huntsville, Madison, Decatur, from all over, getting moving, smiling, feeling that energy, it's unreal. So that was the main goal behind it. And then, of course, sponsoring and partnering with SportsMed and Trash Panda Stadium. Absolute no-brainer. 2 quality companies and groups here. So it was just great working with them.
Turnout-wise, it looked like you had 60-plus out there.
Yes. Huge turnout. We're very, very impressed. We appreciate the F45 Training West Huntsville crew that came out, and a ton of new faces out there today, so we're just happy everyone felt comfortable to come out, see us, and enjoy the workout.
Now, the workout portion is done. We're getting a special performance from Merrimack Hall set to begin here in a couple minutes, but the fun is not over. At 1 o'clock, then, it is I saw a lot of kids out there doing the workout, which was great to see. But now coming up at 1 o'clock, though, 21 and over gets to have another special little challenge.
Yes, so this is where the fun begins for adults. If you are 21 and older, you can come out and do the beer squat challenge with us at 1 o'clock. So $12, you're going to get a full beer, you're going to get a souvenir cup to take home, but you got to hold that cup over your head with one hand, hold a perfect squat. The man and the woman who can hold it the longest is going to walk away with a free Lululemon outfit from head to toe. So not only do you get a beer, a cup, but you're going to come home with a new outfit.
That's an outfit of their choice, too.
It is. Yeah. You get to go in store, pick it all out.
All right, so you may know a couple of people that are doing this. Give me your Vegas over-under number.
Oh, over-under. Okay, I see Aaron here to my left. I know he's signing up, so Aaron's probably going to dominate. He's one of our F45 training members.
Yeah.
I got a couple of girlfriends out there who are doing it. I think for the ladies, for them, everybody, all the ladies love Lululemon. They're the ones that you should keep an eye out on. But
when you say dominate, how long are we dominating
for? Are we doing
for?
2 minutes, 4 minutes, 10 minutes?
I'd like to see
20?
10. Let's see 10.
10? No. You think someone's going to hold the squat for 10 minutes?
How long have you held a squat for?
About 30 seconds. I just did it here with Scott the other day. We tried it out.
But my co-host thinks it was like 2
3 minutes.
He felt like he held it for 3 minutes.
He said 3 minutes. I went back to the videotape. It was not 3 minutes.
We are post workout, so I know it's going to be tough for some. So let's say 10. We're aiming for 10.
10 minutes.
Yes.
That's a lofty number. I think if you hit 7, that would be awfully impressive.
7's good. I like even numbers. Let's say 8.
So there's an 8-ounce cup of beer on the hip, right?
An ounce.
Yep.
A minute an ounce.
Oh, that's good. That's science.
See, what I said we should have done, and for next year, is everybody in the like Drew and I and you and and Wes Neighbors.
No. Oh, no.
We ought to hold a squat and see if anybody can beat us.
All right, look,
that should be the challenge.
I've had way too many squat workouts and lunges to know my limitations. If you give me a chair, I'm good.
You've got a year to train for it. We'll be back out here in 2022, so we got plenty of time.
Yeah, and so after the Beer Squat Challenge, the fun doesn't end. We're going until 2. A lot of great vendors out here offering ways for you to get up off the couch and start to get fit.
Absolutely. We've got Cycle Bar, ID Life, Crestwood Medical's out here, Athleta's out here, tons of different gyms, clubs, fitness, nutrition, all people out here, they're all doing giveaways. People, come out here, get your free stuff. You're going to get a bag when you walk in. Come just collect the goodies, see the community, and, get out on the stadium here.
All right, Kobe Bell joining us from F45. And if somebody wants to come visit you guys are located in a great part now, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. We are so happy to be at Stove House. We are at the front of Gaslight Alley, and we always do a free 1-week trial for locals. You can come to the studio, come to Stove House, check us out online at f45training.com, but just come see us, people.
All right, Kobe, thank you so much.
Absolutely, thank you
guys. You've been a busy lady today.
Oh, yeah, I appreciate y'all.
All right. 10 minutes, Steve. Yeah. 10 minutes for a squat.
It's a big number. I would honestly be happy surpassing DeArmond at 45 seconds. That would be my end goal, would to go past 45 seconds.
Okay, realistically, if I had you hold a squat, I could probably go for 3 minutes.
You got to get your mind right.
I could probably go for 3 minutes. I probably could.
Do you know how long 3 minutes is?
I do. It's 180
you're
seconds.
A fit guy. I right now, I think I could have like 25 seconds, and I'd be good with that.
You might fall like Drew.
And listen, what's that? What do you got for me, Chad?
I was saying you might fall over like Drew.
You think 25 seconds I fall over?
Chad, how long could you hold a perfect squat for?
With no
on
beer.
a good
With
knee
no
or
beer.
a bad knee?
No.
Probably, I would give
beer.
myself a good 5 minutes.
You could go 5 minutes right now. You could go 5 minutes.
I think do I have like with the cup over my head or just like a squat?
No, just to hold a perfect squat. How long could you go?
Good 5 minutes, man. That's what wrestling trained me to do.
I'm calling BS.
We had way worse squats in wrestling practice than this.
But you haven't wrestled in a long time.
I would want to see that right now.
I'm doing it right now as we're talking.
You are holding a squat.
I'm holding
a
squat right now. No, I'm just kidding.
Using the chair doesn't count. Anyway,
I
could do
you guys
3
are selling
minutes.
yourself short. I'd give Steve about 2.5 minutes. I'd give you, Scott, probably about 3.5. No?
Wait a minute. So I'm only a minute and a half better than
You're
Steve?
taller, though.
Yeah,
That's
your
true.
leverage.
That's true. Anyway, 256-576-4977. That's the number to the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline if you want to get in.
All right, so to give you an idea, let me do this right here. I know this is like bad radio 101, but listen to this starting right now.
And while you do that, Merrimack Hall, the dancers from Merrimack Hall on the field right now going through a special dance presentation right now, entertaining the crowd. And always good to see Merrimack Hall out here as well. And all proceeds from the workout portion as well as the Beer Squat Challenge will go to Free to Teach. And we will hopefully talk to Free to Teach here before our show is over. We got about 35 minutes or 25 minutes left of the show. So hopefully we will talk to our gals from Free to Teach as well. And Steve has got the counter going. Where are we at? Steve has been quiet for an awful long time.
That's 1 minute. That was 1 minute right there in between me talking. That was 1 minute. That was I mean, unless you just sit down and squat for a full minute, I mean, it's the real deal, brother. It's the real deal. Especially if you've had, like, I don't know, knee surgery, or if you have a bad knee. I mean, lunges and squats are the two things that I remember most about. One, the workout days, and then two, working out back in high school when I lettered in several sports.
All right, one of the other big things going on today, and obviously Alabama Their run came to an end last weekend in regional play in the Ruston Regional, but that is NCAA Super Regional Baseball getting underway right now.
Did you see what Arkansas did?
I have not seen that one
yet.
Oh,
my goodness. So, you mentioned Alabama in the Ruston Regional. Yes. NC State looked fantastic in that regional. Then they go to Fayetteville,
where 12,500 happy hogs were waiting for them.
And 21 runs later for Arkansas, I believe it was 21-2, the final score for Arkansas, as they're now a win away from being Omahogs. I don't know if you've seen that little nameplate behind home plate where they've renamed them the Omahogs. But they're one win away. Vanderbilt had an 11 a.m. start time yesterday in their regional against East Carolina. They won it 2-0 there.
Vanderbilt is up 2-0 in the bottom of the fifth now against East Carolina.
So they're 12 outs away.
Virginia is up in their game now.
You said bottom of the fifth, so they're 9 outs away.
Yeah. So we knew Vanderbilt was going to be a handful. Jack Leiter is on the mound today for Vanderbilt, and he is pitching another gem. He has one hit East Carolina after 5 innings. So
crazy. Notre
Dame and Mississippi State will get underway a little bit later today. It says 2 o'clock, but I think this is, I don't know if it's Eastern time or not.
I want to say tonight starts the Tennessee LSU
That
Love
is
Fest.
6 o'clock. 6 o'clock that time. And that series there, a lot of people want to talk about that series because LSU traveled to Knoxville earlier in the year.
Yeah.
It's Paul Maneri's last year as LSU head baseball coach. We talked to, we had Matt Moscona on yesterday, and he said LSU really dropped the ball when it comes to hiring the replacement for LSU and Paul Maneri. Kevin O'Sullivan from Florida was their choice. They were locked in. Oh, wow, now it's really raining. They were locked in on, and I think my sunroof is open in my car.
Oh, so go do it, brother. Seriously.
Yeah, anyway, let me go. Wow, that is live radio right there.
So I am going to try to man this as best I can by myself here temporarily, as the sky has indeed opened up. 256-576-4977, the number to be a part of the program. Steve Moulton here sitting in for Drew DeArmond, and now sitting in for Scott Tyson as well, as we've talked a little NCAA Super Regional, as the Vanderbilt Commodores are indeed a few outs away from going back to Omaha, and that lends to that kind of program that was built by Tim Corbin, and it's through the arms. Scott already mentioned about the kind of day that Leiter is having, but it's unreal the kind of arms that they have up there for the program. Let's do this, Chad Gwathney. Let's take our final time out. We will close things down here from Toyota Field on the other side as we wind down Fit Day, at least the broadcast side of things. It lasts till 2 o'clock, but we're here till 1.
Listen to the Thom Abraham Show.
And he loves fishing.
Well, how are they not better than the Sun Belt champion? That's what I'm saying.
Well, first of all, I'll be honest with you. I watched last year. I don't know that Oregon beat Coastal Carolina.
Oh, come on.
I'm serious
really?
about that. No. Yes, really. Yes, really. They were not that good.
Listen to the Big Dog, weekdays from 10 to noon on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Listen to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton.
What do you say, Jeff?
Well, let me tell you something. When Alabama makes the Final Four and don't clank free throws against UCLA, Herbert Jones, so-called Player of the Year, clankety clank, can't make no free throws. You better be practicing, big boy, because you ain't made no Final Fours yet. Auburn won Final Four, Alabama none.
Listen to The Drive, weekdays starting at 5 p.m. on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
I love overpriced stuff. Avocados, designer t-shirts, artisanal water, you name it. That's why I get my internet from the other guys. Paying more for the same stuff. What could be better?
Wow is better, because for just $19.99 a month, we give you the super fast, reliable internet you need and the awesome customer service you deserve. Act now for our best deal of the year. Internet 100 for just $19.99 a month at Huawei.com. Limited to new customers with auto-pay and paperless billing. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. Offer subject to change. Restrictions and terms apply.
This is Wes Neighbors with Philip with Eagle Insulation, and we have an announcement to make.
Yes, Wes, we are now Eagle Masonry and Insulation. We're still a place to call for your installation needs, but now we offer masonry services.
What kind of masonry projects can you handle?
Wes, no job is too big, no job is too small. We can do renovations, new construction, outdoor fireplaces, fire pits, brick landscape borders.
Well, when you came out to my house, you did both the insulation and masonry at the same time. You guys did rock for me, you did brick for me, and you insulated my house. That's usually done at the same time that you're building a house.
Absolutely. It really capitalizes on two services you need at the same time, and you can get one company to handle both of those.
Philip with Eagle Insulation will come out, do your installation. He'll do your masonry. They do a great job. They guarantee your work. Check out more online at insulatedwitheagle.com and schedule your free examination today. 256-755-1556.
Thanks, Wes.
Hey, Zone listeners, Jonathan Dunwoody with Minuteman Press here. Many of our clients know us for our printing services. Well, I wanted to share a little bit more about what we do. We recently expanded and offer signage services in-house. We can print any type of sign you can think of: banners, yard signs, political signs, aluminum parking lot reflective signs, vehicle lettering and graphics. We also print engineer drawings, black and white or full color. We offer lamination and dry erase. Call us at 256-859-6161. At Minuteman Press, we're not just putting ink on paper, we're building relationships.
You really want to help? During the pandemic, domestic violence has increased and is a serious concern. Ray of Hope has proven to help victims of domestic violence for 15 years with safe houses, crisis hotlines, and counseling. Real services, real help. Each dollar you give to a Ray of Hope HSV on GoFundMe is worth 10 grant dollars. If you truly want to help your community, this is the way. Go to a Ray of Hope HSV on GoFundMe to help now.
From the WZDX Pinpoint Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Partly sunny skies this afternoon and isolated diurnally driven showers possible across North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee. But at the end of the day, many of us are going to be dry. Highs hanging out in the mid and upper 80s, though it's going to feel like it's in the mid and upper 90s, dropping into the upper 60s and lower 70s through the overnight. Sunday is essentially going to be a repeat of Saturday. A partly sunny sky and isolated showers going to be possible. Temperatures hanging out in the upper 80s and lower 90s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Want to save some money?
I can take money and I can make it into more money.
Just check out our zone deals online at 977ESPN.com. We are 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
That's the price you pay.
Oh, speaking of the price you pay, that is the price you pay when
you got leather interior, right?
I do, but when you leave your sunroof open and you realize it after the rain.
Yeah, especially when you're like, wow, it's really coming down.
Yeah, I'm sitting here for like the last 10 minutes going, man, it's raining. Glad we're underneath the covers. And then I realized at the last minute
something's not underneath the covers.
Something is not. I ran out there real fast, but luckily I parked probably where we shouldn't have parked, but I parked where,
I parked behind.
I parked because we have equipment.
Yeah,
and so I was able to get it closed. But, that made great for live radio right there, realizing that I left my sunroof open right in the middle of the whole thing. So we're out here at Rocket City Fit Day.
You got a little fit,
I did get a little fit, but the problem is because it was so warm and we came out here, and I have flip-flops on, so I was trying to run to the car in flip-flops, so you can't get a lot of speed on wet concrete in flip-flops.
That'd be a problem.
Yes, but anyway, we are wrapping up our segment here, our 2 hours here. It's gone by really fast.
It has.
And now we've talked to SportsMed, we've talked to F45. Now we're going to talk to Free to Teach, and this is for a good reason, because anybody that paid to do the workout on the field, anybody that is paid to do the beer squat challenge, all the proceeds raised today from this event goes to Free to Teach.
Nonprofit, and there's listen, there are so many fantastic causes, but I mean, helping out the teachers, how does it get better than that?
Allison Kling here with us from Free to Teach. Yeah.
Absolutely. We are so excited to be the nonprofit partner today. Events like this help to keep our doors open and our shelves stocked. We serve all public school teachers in Madison County's 3 public school systems, and they can shop with us every other month, and they leave with an average of $600 in free supplies for their classrooms. So we're really excited to be here.
Well, let's talk about Free to Teach. Yeah, I mean, how was this created? I know a lot of people within the city of Huntsville. I mean, when you mention Free to Teach, I mean, Eula Battle,
Absolutely.
Her name comes to the forefront. A big driving force in this.
Yeah, she was a huge driving force. You know, about 10 years ago, we just celebrated our anniversary. Eula had a box of binders in her garage, and she thought, I need to get this to some teachers. Who needs this? And it really grew from there. In the first year they were open, they gave away about $38,000 in supplies. And to date, we just hit our $8 million mark. So we've given away, so supplies into every classroom. And her heart, Eula's heart, was that every kid had a great classroom experience. They had the fresh crayons, the fresh notebooks. It makes a difference for kids, and then it takes that burden off of teachers so they don't have to pay out of pocket for supplies.
Because plenty of them do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because of the budgets, we all know the shortfalls, the shortcomings of a lot of school districts, and Huntsville is no exception. And there's individuals that come and don't get to experience that. I always loved to go into school, especially in grade school, and opening up those crayons and stuff. There was nothing better. I hated ruining the tip on a fresh crayon.
I know it. I remember when I was little and I had the Lisa Frank do-a-tang. I was ready to rumble. So we love giving that experience to every kid. It shouldn't matter, what your zip code is. It shouldn't matter what school you're in. You should have the supplies you need to succeed. No kid should go without. And we really want to support teachers. They do the most amazing job. I think families this year really get it, who were, at home with their kids doing school on Zoom. They really love teachers after this year. So we're a great way to support teachers, and we're really thankful to be here today. It's fun.
My brother is a teacher as well, and he did mention from his standpoint how harder it was for him this year. It was almost double the work considering the Zoom videos as well as the live in-classroom videos.
Yeah, we had a lot of teachers shopping with us and getting really creative. Like they would take buckets and fill them up, and families could do curbside pickups of the supplies that they needed. We had an art teacher who did half her day teaching Zoom, and she brought materials to the kids' porches, and half her day in classroom. And what we had this year is teachers can't have their kids share supplies. Right. And so we've seen a lot more crayons, a lot more buckets, a lot more pencils going out just because kids can't really pass those around anymore. And so we love to fill that need. We love being part of Huntsville. Madison County is a really generous community, and people get it, and they want to stand by teachers and kids.
Well, that other thing of where we saw the population story from AL.com that we're going to be the #1 town in the state of Alabama, which, I mean, it goes right to your need because we're also going to be the #1 town with kids.
Yeah, we're seeing so much growth. I think we serve about 80 schools right now, and we know that number is going to go up. And so every dollar counts. We have incredible purchasing power. We're able to make, take your dollar and double and triple it. So we're excited.
Well, and let's mention, I mean, a lot of this, you're going to get the proceeds from today, which is great. I mean, this event is turning out great, but people can donate to you. People can donate to Free to Teach, correct?
Absolutely, they can. So go find us online. We're www.free-to-teach.org. You can find us on Facebook. I love to keep everyone updated about what we're doing. It's actually a super fun place to volunteer. Kids can come volunteer with parents. It's a really, sort pencils, get erasers organized. We've got it all. It's a really fun place. We have a 10,000 square foot warehouse on Lehman Ferry. Come on down and see us. And like I said, every dollar makes a difference. So if you even want to give $5 or $10, I love that. I love just seeing people get involved and saying, hey, I don't have a kid maybe in the schools right now, but I believe in teachers. I believe in our public school students. And I want to make Huntsville a great place to be a learner. So partner with us and check out our website to learn more.
Isn't that amazing? It grows from a garage
how about
to
that?
10,000 square foot building.
Yeah, it's amazing. And it's
it's a sight to see. It looks like when you first go in, it looks like a Staples, okay?
Yeah.
But you don't need a visa, people. So just come on down.
So I did notice on the website that you took over in January as the executive director. Tell me about your transition.
Yeah, it's been really exciting and bittersweet because I was very close with Eula. I worked as the development director for 4 years. So we would sit at these kind of events and just, Eula knew everybody. She was chatting with everybody. So I'm honored to take that vision and carry it forward. And I'm excited to learn and grow. We have an amazing board. I have a great staff, and we're really volunteer driven. And so I've loved kind of getting into that with everybody, getting to know Huntsville even more, and I love leading this organization. It's incredible. I taught in New York City public schools. I taught 2nd and 3rd grade, so I've kind of seen it from both sides, and so I really get the vision here, and it's simple, but it's transformative.
I don't hear the New York accent.
Okay, thank you. I'm from the West Coast originally, so one of my friends from New York the other day said I had a Southern accent. I said y'all one time.
Yeah, there you go. That's all you need to do.
So yeah, I've loved it. It's a true honor. They were big shoes to fill, but we're really proud. It's a team effort.
All right, Allison Kling joining us as we
give me the website one more time.
Yeah, it's free-2-teach.org.
That is Free to Teach, a proud partner with SportsMed out here at Rocket City Fit Day. And I know SportsMed did citywide physicals about a couple months ago. And again, they're SportsMed giving back to Free to Teach as well because of for that. So, man, amazing stuff.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Awesome to meet you.
Awesome.
That is amazing.
Yeah. That's, to think about, one, the growth of this town and community, but two, what Free to Teach does as well. It's just, it makes you know that organizations like SportsMed and this event here doing it the right way and serving our community in ways that, frankly, we need to be served.
Yeah, and you have a daughter in the Madison County school systems.
Yep.
Mine graduated recently, but we've all been through it,
yeah.
And we all know you get that paper. Hey, I could use this. I could use this in my classroom. I could use that.
Yeah, I've had
That's
that
what
letter.
Free to Teach does. Free to Teach bridges that gap so that those teachers don't have to stress about where supplies come from. They can just be free to teach. So
the beer squat challenge comes up in 5 minutes. You going to go for a partner?
I don't know. I may go down. I'm curious. I still do. She says 10 minutes. Kobe says 10 minutes.
I'm going to stick around and
I'm going to watch it.
Yeah.
I want to watch it and see what happens, and we'll get some video. We got to get some video of it.
There's going to be someone biting the dust. There is someone that the reason why you had to sign that waiver
is because of Drew DeArmond, by the way.
Well, yeah, we all know that. But
I'm wondering, do you think the wet grass will have an impact?
Oh, they're not putting it up on the...
Let's break this down.
I thought it was up on the
Jordan
ledge
can help
up
us.
there.
Is the beer squat challenge on the thing, or is it on the field?
I think she said the berm.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, they're doing it up here.
Covered. So it's covered now.
Okay, so it's going to be covered.
Yeah. That's still cement involved, brother.
Wow. Okay.
Cement.
I'm going to say the winner goes 8.5 minutes. No, I'm going to change it.
There's a lot of fit people out here.
Okay. I'm going to go 9 minutes and 45 seconds. They're drawing right now for the AirPods. I'm going to say 9 minutes and 45 seconds.
And we're about to have a big celebration right next to us for some individual who won the AirPods. So there you go.
Yeah, it wasn't us. I'm going to say 9 minutes and 45 seconds for the winner on the guys' side. I'm going to say 7.5 minutes on the gals' side.
I will say, just looking around, I am of the belief that 11.5 minutes, I think, is your over-under.
11.5
for the overall winner, because I think there is a guy right around the corner over there he's getting covered up right now, but I got a feeling he is built for the squat
11
challenge.
and a half minutes?
I think he's got 12 in him.
I'm
now, keep in mind earlier.
But now, because you'll have a guy winner and a gal winner. So 11 and a half minutes. Wow. I'm going to say under. I'm going to go under 11 and a half minutes. I'm going under. All right, that's about all of our time here this morning. Real fast, Virginia leads Dallas Baptist in the bottom of the fifth, 5-2. It is top of the seventh. Vanderbilt at the plate. They lead East Carolina 2-0. And your other games, Notre Dame, Mississippi State gets underway at 1. At 2, Texas Tech and Stanford. At 2, Arkansas, NC State. Arkansas needs just one win to head to Omaha. At 6 o'clock, it's LSU and Tennessee in Knoxville. That's game 1. At 8 o'clock, South Florida, Texas in game 1. And then Arizona and Ole Miss, game 2 there in that region, the Tucson region, as it's Ole Miss and Arizona. This was fun. I am glad you joined me out here today. I really am.
Yeah, no, don't forget, coming up later on today, Braves baseball, as the Atlanta Braves try to snap a 3-game losing skid.
Do they want to mark that down on the calendar?
I think Ian Anderson's on the hill. The Marlins used to be that immediate slump buster, if you will. And that was not the case last night. Hopefully the Braves can get back on the winning track coming up today, and we can only hope that Snit's squad has a little bit of energy or juice still left in the tank.
All right, guys, you will be able. Hey, before we go, head to WZZN.half-off-deal or head to 977ESPN.com. Upper left-hand corner of your screen, click on Zone Deals. You can get $50 worth of food for $25 to the Hummus and Pita Company. So that is.
I imagine quite a few folks out here would.
Yep, that is your healthy note on a Saturday as we say goodbye. $50 worth of food for $25 to the Hummus and Pita Company if you want it.
Thank you,
Chad. We'll be
Chad.
back at it Monday morning live from Bill Penny Toyota.
No problem.
And then that'll be followed by the Czar and the Drive on Monday. But until then, enjoy the rest of your weekend.